right, okie dokie. Welcome back into the show. This day is the AM Club right here on MX24. My name is Kojo. That's the bread time for us to get into Lifestyle Daily now. And today's conversation is mastering the art of saving. Some tips and some strategies. I mean, these are essential tips and strategies. And what more can we say to this but getting the right person to discuss this whole scenario? Or get into the nitty-gritties of it, whether he's a certified financial coach and executive director, Center for Financial Literacy Education Africa. He's been here before. He's in the person of Mr. Peter Asare Nyarko. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I love your outfit already, man. I love it. I was just telling him behind the scenes that I need to get into this man's closet and just, ransack every suit or whatever he has, because on 1 minute actually we'll be the same. So everything will fit. Sure. But how's the morning for you?
Yeah, it's been good so far.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Okay. When my producers brought in this topic, I was very excited about it because due to what we're facing economically these days, a lot of people have been complaining that there's little or no money to even save at the end of the day.
Yeah.
First of all, explain to us the importance of saving in the first place. Let's cement that first. Get it into the minds of people that, okay, this is why you need to consider saving in the first place before we get into how we can save.
Great. So savings is an important element in one's financial life. If you want to create wealth, you can't eliminate the habit of savings. If you want to secure your future, you can't eliminate savings. And so savings helps you achieve the things that you really want to achieve. It helps you meet your goals. It helps you take care of emergencies, because life is uncertain, and so no one knows tomorrow. And so if something happens and you need money to take care of that, if you don't have savings, it will be difficult to be able to mitigate that. So savings actually is the foundation to our entire financial life.
The foundation to our entire financial life. And I love what you just picked on, that if something happens, you might not be able to rely on anything but the savings. So my next question is, do we save for the future? Is savings just because, we are anticipating something that is going to happen in the next 2 years or 5 years, that's why we're saving? Or there are other means of why we should save?
Yeah. So savings entails a lot. So it's not only about you expecting something to happen or looking out for an unknown situation. And so we save for emergencies, that's one, unexpected event.
Yeah.
We also save to achieve our specific goals.
Okay.
And so one thing personally I do is every goal that I have, I save towards it.
Okay.
So if I want to buy a car, I'll make it a goal and save towards it.
Okay.
If I want to buy a shoe, I'll make it a goal and save towards it. So savings also help you meet your goals. And then I also save to invest.
Okay.
One of the reasons why I save money is so that I can invest it.
Okay.
Without savings, you can't do investment. And so savings help us meet our unexpected needs. It helps us achieve our goals. And we also save so we can invest. Yeah.
Okay. So for you, according to your principle, are you of the thought that navigating through one's life when it comes to savings, it should be demarcated in these 3 regions that you've mentioned? 1, you are saving to invest.
Yeah.
2, you are saving for emergencies. And then 3, you're saving
to
for
meet your needs
and meet your goals.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the goals, what if somebody has about 10 goals at the same time?
Yes.
How is the person able to satisfy the savings for all 10 before even coming into the other sectors?
Sure. So our goals, we drive our goals from our dreams. So we all have dreams.
Yeah.
Our dream is to maybe build a house, buy a car. These are the bigger picture. But then once you break them down, they become goals. And then with goals, you can break them down into 3. So you have your short, medium, and long-term goals.
Okay.
So for you to achieve your dream, you have to start by targeting your short-term goals.
Okay.
Your short-term goals will then help you achieve your medium-term goals.
Okay.
And your medium-term goals will help you achieve your long-term goals. So for example, you want to buy a car. You need about 200,000 Ghana cedis to buy a car. So that becomes a long-term goal. That becomes your dream. So now, what do you need to do so you can get that money to buy the car?
Yeah.
You need to set short-term goals for that. So maybe you need to start saving. And before you can save, you need to get a job. You need to maybe acquire a skill. So you make acquiring a skill your short-term goals. Because I say financial goals are life goals with financial implications. So because you want to buy a car, you need a skill. That skill will bring in more money so you can save towards your long-term goals. And so your short-term goals help you achieve your long-term goals. And so every goal you have, break it into 3. Even if you want to buy a phone and you need like 2,000 to buy a phone and you don't have that money now, you can set a short-term goal for it. That will help you achieve the long-term goal of buying the phone.
Okay.
So you break your goals down. The shortest ones are what you call your short-term goals.
Okay.
The ones you can achieve within, let's say, 1 month to a year. And then above 1 year to, let's say, 2 years can be your medium-term goals. And then above 2 years, you can classify them as your long-term goals. So your short-term goals actually help you achieve the other goals. Yeah.
So if I get it right, that means your short-term goals would lead you into your long-term goals.
Yeah.
But let's break it down.
Sure.
With the short-term goals, what are we to prioritize? Because when it comes to saving, and I mean, what should be the top priorities when it comes to saving, especially with the short term?
Sure.
We won't get into the long term because you just gave us an analysis that's definitely from the short term that would spring you to the long term. So now let's deal with the short term itself. What are the top priorities when it comes to saving?
Yes, so with short-term goals, 1, you need a place to put your head.
Okay.
So our basic needs. So we should save towards our basic needs.
Okay.
You have to pay your rent, you have to pay your utilities, because without that, you won't have the energy to go to work to help you achieve your long-term goals.
Okay.
And so look at your needs. These are what you can plan towards in the shortest possible time. You can also look at emergency. They are also short-term goals because something can just happen.
Yeah.
Right from here, something can happen and we need money to sort it out. So when you are setting your short-term goals, emergency should also be part of it. Yes. So your needs, emergencies, and the things that you have to achieve within the shortest possible time. So maybe you have to pay your fees in 3 months' time. It becomes a short-term goal. You save towards that. Maybe you have to go on vacation in 6 months. It becomes a short-term goal. So the things that you have to achieve within the shortest possible time, plan for them, and then save towards them.
Okay. Okay. And I mean, how this is very crucial because let's say let's give a scenario. I wouldn't want it to even be that broad because we all differ from what we earn.
Sure.
You know, salary-wise, multiple streams of income, and maybe it's not just about salary. There are some people who are not even earning salaries as we speak. Probably they are working for themselves. They just feel like, oh, they are paying themselves, self-employed, whatever it is. In different stages, with regards to saving, for somebody who is working or is a salary-based worker, what would be the structure or what would be the best advice in terms of saving? Because I've heard it from another person who said, okay, if you're a faith-based person, of course, you definitely get into your Titan. So you put in the 10% out, which, of course, a lot of people have been debating on that, whether it is this or that. Recently, we even saw a post from John Dumelo, who was saying, as a farmer, would it be wrong for him to bring in 10% of what he harvests on the farm to probably the church or something because probably he doesn't have money.
Sure.
That is for another day.
Sure.
But for a salary-based worker, what would be the best advice, financially wise, in terms of saving?
Great.
Any salary-based, because my salary is different from your salary.
Yeah, great. So the basic concept will be pay yourself first. If you want to save, make it intentional, pay yourself first. So at the end of the month, if you take your monthly paycheck, the first thing you need to do is to pay yourself first. So that will depend on you. It can be 5%, it can be 10%, it can be 20%, but make it consistent. The moment you receive the money, pay yourself first. And you can do this by automating your savings. And so the moment the money hits your account, you have already put the standing order in place. So the money will go into your savings account. The moment your money hits into your account, the bank deducts it into your savings account. So the concept is simple. Pay yourself first. Every money that hits your account, a portion of it should go into savings. A portion of it should go into savings. And you have to be conscious about that. Yeah. If you cannot take it and put it in your savings account, just put the standing orders, automate it, and yeah, you'll be on the right path.
Okay. All right. And okay, so where does the emergency come in as well? Because you're a salary-based worker. You've taken some, probably your tax, you've paid yourself, and then you would have to also do that of emergencies.
Yeah.
Well,
it starts with your budgeting.
Okay.
It starts with your budgeting. So when you're creating your budget, you make provisions for emergencies, you make provision for giftings. Personally, I make savings as one of my expenses. So I have to pay savings as part of my expenditure for the month. So when you are doing your budget, you make provisions for emergency. And because you have emergency in your budget, you have to save towards that. And we advise at least you should have 6 months of your monthly paycheck in a separate account for your emergencies. So if you receive 2,000 a month, that means 2,000 times 6 should be in your emergency account. In case something happens, you go into that account. In case you lose your job, you'll be able to survive for 6 months and still look for other opportunities. So we should add emergencies to our budget, and we should save towards our emergencies.
And even with the emergencies per se, you realize that even with the emergencies is a lot. I mean, that of health, as you just mentioned, job displacements and all that. Is it something that you should be able to break it down, or it should just be an overall of, okay, this is emergency savings. So whatever happens to me, I just go dip my hand into it, and then
So the thing is, there are other ways you can take care of all these emergencies.
Okay.
And not relying on your actual emergency fund.
Okay.
So health insurance, you can sign on to a health insurance policy. It's also a form of savings. If something happens, the health insurance company will come in and help you out. Let's say if you have a car, you can buy an insurance policy. If something happens to the car, the insurance company comes in. It's also a form of savings. So you can also apply some of these techniques to help you manage your financial affairs.
Okay. Gone are the days where people are rushing in to get their cars insured because not because maybe in future maybe something happens to the car and they cover up, just because they don't want the police people to to have an issue with them on anything that has to do with that. But I mean, this is very crucial because handling unexpected expenses whilst sticking to your saving plans could be very, very dicey, especially when you are in a situation where the economy is not favoring you in any way. What are the measures that you can put in place to enable you help yourself, because I believe that discipline is key when it comes to savings. Because if you're not disciplined enough, you would find yourself, I would save, and at the end of the day, you are not saving. And when you touch on that, then my next question will follow.
Great. So with that, budgeting is the tool to control some of these things that happens. So one, you need a budget for every expenditure that you want to make. So if you have emergency in your budget, if you have food, transport, fuel, all these things in your budget, and then you have savings also part of your budget, you make provisions for all the other things. And so if something happens, you will not go into your savings account just to take care of it because already you have made provision for it in your budget. And two, you should also give your money a mission. So you need to give your money a mission. So before you take money from, let's say, your savings account, ask yourself, am I using this to meet a goal? Initially, I said you should save towards goals. And so if you are using the money to meet your goal, then you are on track. And so set goals and use your savings to meet those goals. Once you do that, the economy is hard. Things are not going well. But if you set goals and you save towards them, you'll be able to achieve everything that you want to achieve because you have made it a provision and you have saved towards achieving that goal.
Percentage-wise, I mean, you're a financial coach, so let's say, I mean, let's give everybody who's watching some free apple. So percentage-wise, what would you say should be allocated to all these saving points that you've just mentioned?
Okay, so there's this financial rule, the 50-30-20% rule. So this is the budgeting rule. And what this rule says that 50% should go into your needs. 30% should go into your wants. And then 20% should go into your savings. And so if you know 20% of your entire income is going into your savings, then you need to allocate that 20% to your savings. So if you have 3 savings goal for a month, and 20% of your income is going into that savings, then you have to allocate that fund to the 3 goals that you have set towards your savings. So you have the 50-30-20% rule. It also depends on individual priorities or your values or the goals that you have. And then sometimes to your income level. If I have multiple streams of income, it will be easy to set different kinds of savings goals. But then if you have only one source of income, it will be difficult. So mostly for those people, you can just create a one account for your savings. But if you have multiple streams, you can decide to break them down. So I tell people you can open 5 different savings accounts. So if you want to go on vacation, you go and open vacation account and save towards that. If you want to get married, open a married account. When I wanted to get married, I saved towards that. I opened an account and I decided not to touch it for almost 2 years, and I used that. So you can break them down depending on where your income is coming from and save towards it.
All right. I know we've touched on this topic before, but I would like, since we're talking about savings, when it comes to, you just mentioned marriage, so I'll just get into that. When it comes to couples in a relationship, what's your best advice when it comes to savings? Because here lies the case where they say the 2 shall become 1. And the thing here is I'm earning mine, my wife too is earning hers. You get it? So aside the 50-30 rule or whatever it is, you know, aside that, what are the different disciplines of savings would you recommend for couples especially?
So I would say each of you should keep your money. Yes, have your account. Your wife should have her account. But then create another account for specific goals that you want to achieve. So if you want to buy a land, and it's both of you, so you can create, and then I need to bring some of the money, you also need to bring some of them, we put in that account. But then both of you should have your separate accounts. But you can have a third account, a joint account, just for specific goals that you want to achieve.
Interesting. What do you think about this traditional way of saving where everybody talks about susu.
Yeah.
Yeah, not necessarily the susu that you would be doing at home with your piggy bank or your susu box or whatever. I think that really even works. Because recently, I'll tell you what, anytime, for me personally, I don't know, but I believe in coins so much.
Sure.
And for me, I think growing up, I saw my dad doing so. You realize that on the table, he has piled the coins, or in a jar, he's piled it. So me growing up, I saw it, and I used to ask him, because I'll go to him and I'll say, oh, I want to go and buy this or that. Then he will take some from the coins and then give it to me to go and buy it and come back. Then I realized that the coins was never coming down. So I was like, what is this man up to? You get me? And I think that is what I've picked. So these days, I get home, my wife is like, now coins we how they hear. But she doesn't even know that these coins have been able to save us one way or the other, one time. But with that being said, there's this traditional one, the susu one. And for me, although I've been somebody who loves saving a lot, it's been questionable for me in a bit because I just feel like, okay, it's round and round and round and it comes back to you again. What's your advice on that? Should people continue that, and what's the benefit of that in the first place?
Great. So I think, joining a susu challenge or a susu club, it's one way that can motivate you to save more. But then, what people need to do is, after you have received your money, the goal is to invest it. So the only reason to join some of these clubs is to, after getting your lump sum, you need to invest the money. The money must work for you.
Okay.
And so it's very good to join some of these clubs. It helps you develop savings culture. It motivates you to save more. But then after you have received your part, put that money to work. Put that money to work. And with this coins, so every year, the beginning of the year, I buy a susu box. And so every coin that, if I go to town and then I have some coins on me, when I go home, I'll put them in the coins. Last year, 2023, so in December, I opened my box in December, and I had almost 2,000 something.
Yeah.
Just the
Just
coins. And one thing I also do is, the children in my church, I buy susu box for them. And I'll tell them, any coin you can go and put it in the susu box. So in December, I'll call all of them, we open our boxes. And the children are saving a lot of money. And then sometimes I tell them, if you are able to save more, I will double it for you. And so this creates some kind of, they want to save. Some of them will even go to their mom and take their coins. Their mom will be supporting them and all that. So it builds that savings culture. Though inflation will catch up with the money and all that, but the good thing is you are developing that culture that will help you save more money. So it's a good initiative.
You've spoken a lot about saving and then going to invest. Saving and then going to invest. How do we get to invest this money? Because the last time you were here for TB. Yes. So, so then someone is like, okay, Rana, let's just deal with it. What we're facing right here in Ghana. Someone is like, okay, I'm saving, but what am I going to use the money to invest into in the long run? Because investing too has its own risk. It's either I'm losing or I'm gaining, or I break even at the end of the day. So, what would be the best investment routes for savings in particular?
So I mostly tell people we save with the intention to spend money, and we invest with the intention to earn money. And so with investment, there are various forms of investment. Even using your savings to pay your tuition fee is an investment. You are investing in yourself, and that will yield more benefits. And so just look at your goals, what you want to achieve in life. If it's about making more money, there are investment options that you can put that money there. And for now, looking at how the financial system is going and all that, I tell people, look for solutions within your community and use your money to solve it. And that will double your money for you. So start businesses. Go into income-generating assets. do something that people are willing to pay for. Once you put the money there, with time, you yield the benefits. For example, if you open a community kitchen, everybody eats.
Yeah.
And so if you're able to save 20,000 Ghana cedis and you use that to set up a small community kitchen within your community, people will buy from you. And with time, you will get your money back and even get benefit on that.
Yeah.
And so just look for problems within the community and create a business around it. You can also look at the stock market, invest in stock. With time, the stock will pick up. Invest in T-bills. If we spoke about T-bills, you can look at T-bills. You can do fixed deposits with that money. And so it depends on your risk appetite.
Yeah.
If you are someone who is okay with high risk investment, you can go into investment that will. Yeah. If you are someone who wants to conserve your money, you don't want to lose your money, you can go into low risk investments. Yeah.
Wow. Technology is fast rising, and are there any apps or tools which can help redefine our saving skills? And if there are probably any of them that you may know, you might as well just share with us too.
Sure. So now I tell people now savings is not that difficult. Technology has made it easy for us to save. And so in Ghana, I know of Nasika. So Nasika is more like an AI tool that can help you save. And so you can search it on Google and then get the links and download it and use it for your savings. I know of Achieve app. Achieve app, I think it's by Petra Trust. Yeah, it also helps with savings. I know of Penny Smart. Yeah, Penny Smart is also a savings tool. And then Bezo is also one of the tools you can use for savings. Yeah.
Interesting. So for those who are watching right now, you do know that it's a must.
Yeah.
I mean, you should find means and ways to save, and save with so many intentions involved, because definitely there are short-term goals, there are long-term goals too as well. It's either you're saving to invest your money, saving towards a particular goal, saving towards some expenses here and there. It's very crucial when it comes to savings. Is there anything like family savings where all the family members come together to save for a particular goal or whatever it is? Is there something of that sort? And if there is too as well, you know, when that happens, you're bringing a lot of people together.
Yeah.
And this is conflict.
Yeah.
Because you definitely have somebody saying that, oh, how do we go beyond that for a goal to be met?
Yeah,
with
sure. There is a lot of family businesses or family savings goals. So some family, because they want to start a family business, they can come together and say, every month, let's contribute 500 Ghana cedis towards this goal. And so when it is tied to a goal, it makes it easy for all the members to understand. But then if you don't have a goal for it, that's where the challenges pops up. And so if a family wants to embark on a savings goal, they should attach it to a goal. Yeah. Have a goal. We are saving to achieve this goal. With that, it drives everyone. It pulls everyone along, and they are committed to it.
What are some of the biggest challenges one would face when it comes to, saving money, and how do we get beyond that?
Yes. So with challenges, I think the first thing I'll say is lifestyle inflation. Yes.
Okay, so break it down for us. With
New
lifestyle.
trends are always coming up. Today you have iPhone 14. Tomorrow they are bringing iPhone 15. And so the urge for people to upgrade themselves, the urge for people to get new things, is a challenge for savings. Because once they get the money, they are looking at
the newest thing.
Yeah, let me get a new trend. So it prevents a lot of people from savings. The second one will be instant gratification. I need it now. So a lot of people are not willing to wait to save for the things they want. Our wants are unlimited. Our wants are unlimited. And so if you don't have that discipline to wait, you cannot save money. The moment you get money, let me get this. Let me get this. And so instant gratification, which leads to impulse buying. And so you are walking in town, you see something, you just buy it. It's because you are not able to delay your gratification. And so if people really want to save, they should learn to delay their gratification. Save towards the things that you want to have. The third one will be the mindset that I am not too rich. I don't have enough money. So a lot of people have a mentality of, I'm not too rich to start savings. But then, if you have 10 cedis and you're not able to save 1 cedi, it will be difficult when you get 10,000 Ghana cedis. You can't even save 100 cedis. Yes.
Wow.
So it's not about the bigger amount. It's about the discipline. It's about the habit. So start. It can be coins. Every money you get, at least try as much as possible to save a percentage of it. It can be 5%, it can be 1%. The moment you do that, you develop that habit, and that can help you to save more when you get a bigger money. So the mindset of not being rich or too rich is also a challenge. And then living on credit. A lot of people are living on credit. And so the moment the money comes in,
they would have to pay back.
Pay someone, do this here. And so they are not able to save. And so if we can live within our means, we will have money to save. Yeah. And then I think the last thing I'll say is most of them do not have goals. Yes. If you don't set goals, it will be difficult to save towards achieving those goals. Our goals drive us. Our goals pull us along. And so once you set a goal, oh, I want to start a business. I need 20,000. You will save to raise that money to start a business. And so once you set goals, it pulls you. But because most people do not have goals, it's a challenge when they want to save.
Must every money be saved?
No. Yes. You don't need to save all your money. You need to spend some of the money. You need to, so break it down. If you make 2,000 in a month, you don't need to save all the 2,000. You have bills that you need to pay. You have other things that you need to do. So it's only a percentage that you need to save. Yeah. It's a percentage of the money that you have. So if you get 5 cedi, think about it this way. How much do I need to save for my 5 cedis? If it's 1 cedi, save it. If you get 100 cedis, save a percentage. If you get 10,000, save a percentage. You don't need to save the entire money because you need to live, you need to meet your needs and all that. Yeah.
Wow. I think we've gone extensively to cuts across this, but just to wrap it all up, I mean, can you give any personal experience for yourself, how you were able to save towards something, I mean, towards your goals or probably towards an emergency which really helped you in one way or the other? I believe from your story, definitely people who are out there would be able to commune with that and, have that appetite for saving.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure. So like I said, every year I buy susu box. So I have about 3 susu boxes in my room. So one for coins, one for 5 cedi notes, and then the other one for notes above 5 cedis. Okay. So one time I had an emergency. So my car broke down and I needed almost 1,600. I was like, Charlie, where am I going to get this money? But then when I go home, I just remembered I can look into one of my susu box, and so I just break one of my susu box, and I had almost above 2,000 in that susu box. Wow. So I have to use that money to sort the car. So these are some of the life challenges. And like I said, when I wanted to get married, I made it a goal, and then I also saved towards it. Yeah. So for me, most of the things that I achieve, I make them goals, and I save towards them. Yeah, sometimes I put specific amount that I need to save every month. Sometimes if I get a gig and Charlie the money, I'll just put that money into that account that I've created for the goal. So you just have to be intentional. You just have to be purposeful with your savings, and be able to save.
Wow. Anyways, but what would you say would happen to somebody who doesn't love saving at all? What could be the bare minimum thing that could happen to the person? Because the reason why I'm asking this is so that at least when somebody is out there and the person feels that, okay, I'm in a category where for me right now, it is because then again, the person feels like whatever he's earning, he still is like hand to mouth kind of thing. There's nothing to save at all in the first place. So what would be that catastrophic thing that would happen?
So I'll use two things. One from the Bible and then one real life story. So let's read, I think, Proverbs 21:20.
Okay.
Yes, Proverbs 21:20. The Bible says that the wise have wealth and luxury, but the unwise, let me put it that way, spends whatever they get. The unwise spend whatever they get, but the wise, they have wealth and luxury. And so with savings, once you get money and you save a portion of it, it helps you achieve your goals, and you're able to create wealth, be able to live a lifestyle that you want to live. But then if you get the money and you spend it all, the Bible says you are unwise because you don't know what will happen. Let me share this real life story with you. This actually got me into the financial literacy advocacy. So my granddad, he made all the money you can think of. He was financially rich. But then because he couldn't plan his finances, he couldn't do any savings, investment. He was just spending the money. He was Mr. Showboy. But then after retirement, now the income is not coming. You are not taking monthly pay and all that. And he was thinking Social Security would take care of him, but Social Security wasn't enough. And so he went through a lot of financial challenges. So this is a true life story where someone made all the money, but because he lacked savings habits, after retirement, he went through a lot of financial challenges. And this is the story that I use to talk to everyone. And this is what actually got me into financial literacy advocacy. Because one day, he himself called me and he shared a story with me. So I said, let me take this message to the world. So savings is really, really important. If you don't save today, tomorrow you'll be
found wanting.
Going out there begging people. And we see a lot of stories in the news. People who make a lot of money, but because they couldn't secure their future, they're out there begging and all that. So,
lastly, you mentioned something very critical through the real story you just brought in. People are finding it hard to differentiate as to when you're young and then when you're of old age, and then what disciplines to go. Because some people say SNIT, others are saying right now what SNIT is doing, they can't sit up. All these things are going on. What's the perfect way to do so that when you are done being old, I mean, something could be working for you and then, you'll be getting returns?
So in Ghana, we have 3 pensions schemes. So you have the tier 1, that's SNIT. So that's mandatory. Your employer will pay for you. We have tier 2, that's also mandatory. So that goes into a private investment scheme. And then we have the tier 3, that's mostly for informal sector and personal provident fund. But then aside that, you can also create your own retirement fund through investment, through setting up businesses. Now, if you are making the money now, look at setting up properties. So I have this old lady in my community. When she was making a lot of money, she started buying land. And then she built on those lands. So now she's old. She's somewhere around 80. But then every month, the tenants will come in and then pay her back. So that's an investment. So yes, we can look at the pensions, but then we should also create properties. We also put some small businesses around that can generate income when we don't have that energy to work. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Peter Asare Nyarko. He's a financial coach and also a certified one for that matter. Let me put it that way. Executive Director of Center for Financial Literacy Education Africa. If somebody wants to reach out to you for, personal counseling, as far as savings is concerned, how do we go about that?
Yes. So you can reach me on YouTube. So I have my YouTube channel, Peter Asare Nyarko. You can subscribe to it. On social media, just type Peter Asare Nyarko. Even on Google, type Peter Asare Nyarko, and then you get links to all my social media. Send a message, and let's get in touch.
All right. So there you have it. So please, the word out there to the wise should be that in whatever case you find yourself in, please find means and ways to save. That's the energy that we're bringing to you this morning. Thank you so much for coming through once again. All right, so, well, we're done with Lifestyle Daily. Time for us to get to the amusement park.